It's been a year since the Mueller investigation was launched with the goal of finding out whether or not the president colluded with the Russians to try and steal our democracy or steal the election from Hillary Clinton. Now, you guys know my thoughts about that. Hillary Clinton lost the election. I think she still probably would have lost the election without Russian interference, which took the form of a lot of dank memes and social media posts that, riled people up, all that. That's fine, but Hillary Clinton was not an engaging, exciting candidate. So my stance on that. I think she basically screwed up in many, many different ways, did not campaign in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and she didn't inspire a whole lot of people. But nonetheless, Russia did try to influence in our elections, and they did try to interfere. And so that is something that we should look into, whether or not a sitting president of the United States did get help from a foreign country. I don't care if it's Russia. I don't care if it's Israel. I don't care if it's Turkey. I don't care if it's Mexico. I don't care if it's Canada. Think about it. I mean, sure, it would probably be great if Canada tried to influence an election, because then it is possible that we might get somebody who actually does competent and popular things. Nonetheless, sorry, Canadians, I love you guys, but don't interfere in our elections, please. And that goes for the United States, too. Hey, United States government, stop interfering in other people's elections. Thanks, that'd be great. So everybody stop interfering in elections. Okay, anyway. Now, going back to Trump and the Mueller investigation, well, since we started looking into that, we found out that, yes, there was an attempt at influencing the election, as I just mentioned. And we found out that a lot of people in Trump's orbit just happen to have connections to foreign governments, Ukraine and Russia, right? And even took foreign money without disclosing it, had lobbied on behalf of foreign governments and without telling us. And, of course, we also learned that Trump Jr. had signaled a willingness to collude for information with Russian oligarchs. So basically, in an effort to get dirt on Hillary Clinton. Okay, we all know that, right? We've had 19 indictments and 4 convictions so far. You can't say that that's all fake news, okay? Now, because of that, it appears there seems to be a little bit of something to this investigation. Now, that has Trump a little bit concerned. And of course, when that happens, when Trump gets concerned, when he wants to distract, well, then here come the baseless allegations. This time, of course, Trump goes back to a favorite. They wiretapped me. They're spying on me. Oh my God. In an early morning Twitter tirade, I'm not sure quite how to say that, President Trump went back to a standby. Let's blame the fucking black guy. Here we go. And by the way, the first tweet was misspelled, which is always awesome. But it says, wow, word seems to be coming out that the Obama FBI spied on the Trump campaign with an embedded informant. Now, where in the hell is he getting this information? Oh, right. Fox News. Quoting a former federal prosecutor interviewed on Fox News earlier Thursday morning, the president continued, Andrew McCarthy says there's probably no doubt that they had at least one confidential informant in the campaign. If so, this is bigger than Watergate. So Andrew McCarthy says, I think they have somebody embedded in the Trump campaign, and that's how they know all this stuff. That isn't true. But they spied on Trump. They spied on Trump. Based on what evidence? Well, the Fox News guy said it. It must be true. Here's the reality, right? So, no, they didn't have anyone embedded in the Trump campaign that we know of. They also didn't wiretap Trump. They didn't wiretap Cohen either. So here's a correction. Here's where I got it wrong. Now, I did a story a couple weeks ago where basically NBC News had claimed, well, we have information where we have wiretapped wiretapped Cohen. And we saw that Cohen had, gotten calls from the White House. Well, that's not actually true. Now, I reported that wrong information. Here's your correction, right? Now, what actually happened is that Cohen's phones were subject to something called a pen register, which allows investigators to create a log of phone calls associated with Michael Cohen's number. So, yes, you can see who they call, but you can't actually see what they said or hear what they said or get any sort of information other than who they call. Pretty different than a wiretap. So, is it surveillance? Well, this is surveillance on Michael Cohen, not on the Trump campaign. And Michael Cohen, of course, is under investigation for bank fraud, wire fraud, all sorts of different things that could land him in some serious shit. None of that is close to what President Trump is alleging. That Obama spied on the Trump campaign. That's just not true. And you know what? You know what we call things that aren't true? Lies, lies, and damn lies. Okay. Now, and in this case, of course, this is a distraction from the very real investigation that happens to go on into his campaign. Now, look, if he did nothing wrong, which is a possibility, and it was just the actions of everyone around him, okay, it seems unlikely, but okay. Well, here's the thing. If you did nothing wrong, if you're not guilty, then don't act guilty, right? Innocent people don't try to distract others with lies. And that's what this is. This is a pure distraction. This is, oh my God, it's been 1 year of the Mueller investigation. We have 19 indictments, 4 convictions. We have people that are, again, under investigation for some very, very serious crimes that are facing serious jail time, prison time. That's that's pretty significant. That's not a witch hunt, as they're saying. So, look, the best way to deal with the investigation is to just maintain, hey, I didn't do anything, and to stop trying to distract and trying to stop Mueller from doing his job. Because again, if you have nothing to hide, then what's the big deal? I would expect the Mueller investigation to continue. And as it continues to go on, my personal opinion, I expect Trump to get more and more paranoid and more desperate, because I think at the end of the day, he did do something wrong, and he desperately does not want it to get out. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.